Welcome, aviation enthusiasts and history buffs, to Classic Duels, a captivating mini documentary series that takes you deep into the heart of the adrenaline-pumping battles that unfolded in the skies during World War II. In this episode, we're in the skies above the Atlantic in about 1941 to 1943, and we're going to talk about how the Allies dealt with the Focke Wulf Fw200 Condor attacking the Atlantic Convoys, with the first lot of Condor attacks against the British shipping occurring in early to mid-1940. The Focke Wulf Fw200 Condor was a German pre-war airliner that was not only used as a wartime transport aircraft, with one even being used as Hitler's personal transport, but it was also converted to a long-range reconnaissance and maritime patrol aircraft when the war broke out. The Atlantic Convoys brought much-needed supplies to Britain from the USA and Canada, and Germany started attacking the Allied vessels after the fall of France in 1940. The German U-boat submarines attacked from underneath, while the Condors attacked from the skies. Earlier in the war, one of the main difficulties for the Allies was the limited range of their land-based aircraft. The Fw200's long operational range allowed it to patrol vast areas of the Atlantic and strike convoys that were well beyond the range of the land-based fighters. So it was very difficult for the Allies to intercept the German aircraft before it could attack the convoys. One response by the Allies was to strengthen convoy protection by providing escorts. Warships, including destroyers and aircraft carriers, were assigned to protect convoys, which created a defensive perimeter around the convoys. This was to act as a deterrent for the Condors, as it would have been more difficult to approach and attack. The Allies recognised the need for early warning systems to detect incoming enemy aircraft, so they worked on improving airborne radar and radio technology to enhance their ability to detect and intercept Fw200 Condors before they could reach the Allied convoys. To counter the Condors' long operational range, the Allies sought to develop and deploy their own long-range aircraft. The consolidated B-24 Liberator and the short Sunderland, for example, were employed in long-range anti-submarine and reconnaissance roles. These aircraft could cover large distances, and they provided a more respective response to the threat posed by the Fw200. Allied sea crews adapted their tactics to counter the Fw200 threat. This included the use of improved convoy dispersal strategies, altering sailing routes, and employing evasive manoeuvres to minimise the vulnerability of convoys to Condor attacks. The Allied air crews also adapted their tactics to counter the Fw200s. Catapult aircraft merchant ships were developed, which launched Hawker Hurricane fighters from a rocket catapult, and aircraft carriers were also developed and introduced, which housed Fleet Air Arm Grumman Martlet F4F Wildcat fighters, both of which proved to be very successful in shooting the Condors down. And as the war went on, later and longer-range fighter types would be introduced, like the Bristol Beaufighter and de Havilland Mosquito. Not to mention that Condors would also come into contact and get shot down by other fighter types, like P-39 Aerocobras, P-38 Lightnings, and Supermarine Seafires. Also, as the war went on, convoys became equipped with more and better anti-aircraft defences, like the 20mm Oerlikon guns and 40mm Bofors guns. These defences would be crucial in deterring and repelling Fw200 attacks, thus making it riskier for the Condors to approach and target Allied shipping. Over time, a combination of evolving tactics and technological advancements contributed to reducing the effectiveness of the Fw200 Condor attacks on the Allied convoys in the Atlantic. And the evolving nature of warfare and the continuous improvement of Allied capabilities ultimately played a role in neutralising the threat posed by the long-range German aircraft. So that's it for this glimpse into epic struggles of the past. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with more riveting tales of aviation history, etc. Check out the two videos at the end, or my CD reviews, or either the playlist I've created. Cheers.